Collider Game fans? We're here in the office. Caboose is in person. We literally just got back from the Rage 2 demo event, so we can talk about it a little bit, give our first impressions of the event. So what did you think?
I mean, yeah, no, I really enjoyed it. I didn't play too much of the first Rage game, so going in, that was what I was most worried about. But right off the bat, they told us, they were like, listen, if you didn't play Rage 1, don't worry about it. This is a game that can stand on its own. Obviously, you get the benefits of understanding the world a little bit more if you play the first game, but you know, I didn't feel completely unfamiliar with everything that I was interacting with and all the things that I was doing when playing Rage 2. And I enjoyed it. It's crazy. It's out there. I get a lot of Borderlands vibes from this game.
Yeah.
And that I don't mean that in a bad way. Like, Borderlands is one of my favorite games, so this is scratching the itch of Borderlands 3 for me. And yeah, I had a lot of fun with it. How about you?
And one thing I didn't notice when we did the little interview with them, they said that this was also produced by Avalanche. And
right.
And it instantly, once they said that, it kind of reminded me, while I was playing, it was like, this is like Just Cause 4. And
yeah.
It kind of had that familiarity to it, but it's its own game completely.
Definitely.
But I did have a lot of fun, and I personally did not get to play the first Rage, and I did playing this little demo made me want to go back, even though like they said they are completely different. I think he said it takes place 30 years after the events of the first game, where the main character is like his family's murdered and he's on his redemption, trying to like kill some people and destroy everything. So that instantly got me
good excuse to go in there and just shoot things,
just destroy everything. And I thought it was cool how they're incorporating the abilities. So you have Shatter, you have what was the other one?
There was like a ground pound.
A ground one.
There was like a force push almost, you know, and like there was like this grenade, like a vortex grenade that sucks people up. That was really cool, and it's great like how you can use them in tandem with each other. So you shoot out the vortex grenade, sucks everyone up, and then you do the ground pound, so you just get a ton of enemies killed. I had a lot of fun with that.
Yeah.
That and the different kind of weapons that you can unlock was the most fun I had with the game, because that was where I felt this was completely unique. This is where I felt, okay, Rage 2 has its own voice here. You know, it's not just like a Borderlands copy or anything. So yeah, I had a ton of fun specifically with that. And yeah, the different kind of powers were cool.
Yeah,
you know? And
one thing I'm looking forward to seeing is he said that in this game, like, just from you don't have to go to certain areas, you don't have to wait to unlock those, because I think he, like, the comparison, like I said, I had a Just Cause 4 comparison to it. That one thing he said, it won't be similar, like in Just Cause 4, like there's some areas you can't reach unless you unlock them, like go to them, unlock them and stuff like that. There's challenges you can't do unless you're leveled up. But in this one, he said you can just go, you can freely roam anywhere and do any type of mission and not have to worry about a level or restraint. So I think that's pretty cool. And overall, just the open world itself, it looked beautiful. For like, these are just our first general impressions, and the game doesn't come out till May, so it was not.
It's a long ways away still.
It still has a lot to work on, but it looked beautiful from what we just got to see. And I got to use the gyro car, the vehicles that they have.
It's like a helicopter, kind of
type of thing. That was pretty cool, and just doing that, it was pretty cool. So overall, the transportation looks like it's going to be something that they're really putting a lot into.
Yeah, and it's not just like, oh, you can just drive a car, but no, there's races and everything. Like, I was doing a racetrack, and it was so much fun.
Horrible.
I was pretty good. All right, like I had a lot of fun with that. But yeah, I agree with you. The open world looks really cool. They showed off some of the different biomes and stuff, so it's not just a barren desert, you know. It doesn't just look like Mad Max all the time. There's different sort of biomes. You'll find forests and a little more vegetation around certain areas. So I really liked that. It gave you a little different change of scenery, so you're not just seeing the same biome the entire time across the entirety of the open world. And I did appreciate the open, like it felt like it was pretty sizable. Like there was a lot to do there. And I found myself most of the time, I'm on my way to a mission, and some people will drive by and they're shooting at me or something, or there's just a crowd of bandits that I gotta stop and fight, and it took me a while to get to a pretty close destination just because of all the little side things that are going on your way to a destination.
But that was fun for me too.
Yeah,
like,
agreed.
Even though I kept getting destroyed, because some of them, and it'll let you know beforehand, like if it's
the difficulty.
And so I thought like three skulls. All right, it's not gonna be too difficult, but bro, I just driving in there, like I get out of my car, just getting attacked by everything. I'm like, what's going on here? But it's so fun. That's the best way I can put it. It's like action-packed adventure. But I'm really the one thing I'm excited to see more of is the story, because they threw us like in a quarter of the way in, so we didn't get the introduction. We didn't get to really see much of his beginning. So I'm excited to see how that will play into this. So it's not just like a open world, let's have fun, do all these missions, but I want to see a solid storyline.
But I do like as well that it's not like taking itself too seriously. Like even with the storyline, they're just having fun with it. You know, it's a little goofy, it's a little out there. So I like that they're embracing that. They're not like, oh shoot, we didn't really do that intentionally, but that's the way it is. No, they're like, this is what we're trying to do. We want it to be out there and crazy and fun.
Yeah.
So I enjoy that. And yeah, I do want to see more of the story as well. You can't really get an understanding of what's going on in the story based on where they placed us. It was more about what we thought of the gameplay and everything and the way that the mechanics worked. But I'm intrigued, especially considering I didn't play the first Rage, what this story is going to be like, and whether or not, you know, that kind of proves, can you jump into this game without knowing too much about the first one?
And it kind of, like you said, it has that, I think that's the Avalanche feel to it. The game developer, he said Avalanche had a big part in this. I think them going all in and knowing what they're about and knowing it's going to be fun. It's not going to be a hard pack, like we got to do all this, but it's a fun adventure. I think that's the Avalanche feel to it, because that's why I said it has that just cause feel. It's like there's a storyline, but there's a bigger world that you can explore. So I'm really excited to see. This might be one of my most anticipated games of 2019 now.
Wow.
I think I said that in the podcast.
Yeah.
After playing this now, this is one of my most anticipated games of the year.
It definitely caught my eye when we saw the trailer at the Game Awards. So I'm looking forward to seeing more of it when we get closer to the release, which it's launching in May.
Yep. So that's pretty much it for our first impressions. Once the beta comes out and once more news comes out, we'll be covering it here on the Collider Games channel. So where can they find you at, Caboose?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at CabooseEK and right here on the Collider Games channel.
Make sure to like, subscribe, and we'll see you later for another video.